Hi, I'm Glenn Canlis. I'm a full-time illustrator and designer. I've done licensed work with companies like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and a few others. Today I'm going to be working on a Wonder Woman commission on a blank comic sketch cover. Although I'm a professional illustrator, I'm still learning and making mistakes along the way. Right off the bat, I've already made the mistake of getting too into the details before the whole composition has been blocked out. This comes back to bite me later down the line. Here I'm using a kneaded eraser to lighten up the pencils so that I can go back in and tighten them up. Now here I've noticed I've missed the mark when it came to copying down the gesture that I had planned for this. Not only that, I feel like she's too small on the page. Here is where I started noticing I missed the mark. Specifically, there's an angle to her shoulders that I've completely missed from the thumbnail that I had planned out. At the same time, I wanted to make her larger, so I ended up erasing the whole thing. Now you can see here she has a lot more twist to that shoulder. This is closer to the dynamic pose that I had planned for this. Now I'm struggling with the position of her right arm a little bit. With her chest puffed out, her shoulders are cocked back. So trying to bring that arm forward to show off the ring is feeling a little out of place. Now I keep trying various positions, but it didn't start to come together until I stood in front of the mirror and tried the pose out for myself. And no, I will not be showing that part. Now, although it makes sense to have her arm down there, I feel like it's too far off the line of action, making it not flow as well as I'd like. I think tucking the fist closer to her body will more or less keep all the focus in the center of the page. I'm not perfect, and a lot of my learning comes from trial and error. And if I'm being honest with myself, I should really use a lot more reference. I'm always trying to learn and be better than I was yesterday. And I'm hoping to share that journey with you all. Now we're inking. I'm using fine liners by Malatau. Here I'm starting with the eyes. Once I get that done, I could relax a little bit more with the rest of it. In case you're wondering, this is her Star Sapphire outfit. Let this be a warning to not leave your projects out with a toddler running around. Luckily it's just pencil because I don't have a backup for this cover. Easy enough fix, but that could have been disastrous. Here I'm taking out some frisket film so I can mask her up. And this is because I'm going to be using the Copic airbrush system again. I just really like the look of the airbrushed backgrounds. It's a good way to get a lot of color in without seeing a lot of brush strokes. Just be sure to use a sharp or new blade when cutting this out, so you can glide through the frisket film without cutting through the paper. And also just keep your pressure in mind. Now that the masking is done, I can get my airbrush tools out. I'm going to try the canned air for this one. I wanted to see if I could make a portable setup for in-convention commissions. I just had to pick up one adapter and everything fit together. You can just buy the air from Copic, but I had a bunch of these Badger cans already. For the background, I wanted to do a pink, purple, and teal space background and use a toothbrush and some white paint to splatter on some stars. This is one of my favorite parts, unmasking. I've been doing the background first, and this is because I want the background to influence the way I color the figure. This is also why I'm doing the rim lighting first. E50 for skin tones, but I think this one's a little bit darker. I think it's an E51 or maybe even an E53. For the light coming off of her lasso, so I'm doing that now, as well as rendering some of the gold parts. I wanted the material of her suit to look more metallic, so I'm adding some black shadows, or I guess they're more reflections, to help sell that. I didn't have the exact color I needed for her suit. It was in between a purple and pink. So I used a purple for the darker parts and a pink for the highlighted parts. I'm hoping it comes off as sort of a color shift that you would get with metallic materials. So it kind of worked out. I'm using V95 for the shadows. It's more of a purple tone, and I find this to be a little less muddy than using like a BV or a gray or something. Here I'm just touching up some line work and outlining the whole thing. Basically just doing the last minute touch-ups. Lastly, just a few white highlights and we're done. Thank you for watching my first Glen Canvas art video, and if you like the content, please like and subscribe for more.